In 2019, Lando Norris scored just 8 points in his first 3 races as a Formula 1 driver. Fast forward to year 2 and the Brit took his performance to a completely new level, achieving his first podium in the first Grand Prix of 2020 and racking up 26 points in the opening 3 rounds. This year, he has not only accomplished a similar feat, but gone above and beyond anything we've ever seen from him. Everything has been on point. Qualifying, consistency, decision making, you name it. Right now, he seems a lot more mature than when he first entered the sport. You can see it in the way he carries himself, the way he responds to interview questions, the confidence with which he drives the car. He's much surer in his abilities as a driver than ever before, and he's only going to grow even stronger. But it wasn't always this way. Despite the crazy amount of talent and potential he displayed in his junior career, he was always seen as the meme kid who didn't take racing seriously. His off-track antics were especially entertaining for a lot of the younger fans, but not taken so kindly by some of the older ones. Besides this, the real question was whether his jokey persona was having an impact on his on-track performance. Well, what better way to find out than asking the man himself? Hang on, before you get ahead of yourselves, no, I haven't spoken to him personally. But hey, Lando, my brother, if you're watching this, I'd be more than happy to have you on for an interview someday. Yeah? Okay, I know the chances of this happening are about as slim as a strand of Antonio Giovinazzi's hair, but you know, man's gotta shoot his shot. Anyway, during an interview with Autosport at the end of his rookie season, Norris felt that he needed to become more serious in his approach. In some ways, I think I've almost been too relaxed and had too much fun. When it's become more serious, I haven't focused or worked on as many areas as I should do, and I think I started to take a little bit for granted. I have to make sure I don't let people use what I do and who I am as an excuse. Lando's rookie season had a number of notable highs: Bahrain, Azerbaijan, Austin, and 99% of Belgium. But there were also a number of races where he was either underwhelming or got unlucky with mechanical failures. Being thrown straight into a high-profile team like McLaren in the middle of a tightly contested midfield meant that mistakes were always going to have a lot more exposure. Being measured against a polished and experienced teammate in Carlos Sainz also caused people to think he wasn't performing at a high level, when in actual fact, he was doing really well to be there or thereabouts. Let's take Russell and Leclerc for example, and compare their rookie seasons to Lando's. Both drivers were able to extract impressive results from their machinery, but in very low-profile environments. Their teammates were also nowhere near on the same level, so even on an off day, they'd still have an advantage. And that's not in any way to detract from Charles and George's quality, it's merely to highlight that Lando didn't have the same luxury. Since 2019, I've also noticed a shift in Lando's aggression and confidence. I got the sense that he was never really sure of himself most of the time and was too nice in wheel-to-wheel combat. I felt he needed to be more ruthless and get his elbows out a bit more when racing other drivers. For sure, being a rookie definitely played a role in his conservative approach. However, there was still room for improvements, which he has already made. In the opening couple of rounds of 2020, we saw Norris go for more opportunistic moves than before. As a result, he was given the nickname Last Lap Lando for his ability to capitalize during the crucial moments. Looking at the first few races of this season, it's clear that he's not flustered by anything or anyone. For example, his pass around the outside of Pierre Gasly in Bahrain, his superb defensive effort against Lewis Hamilton in Imola, and another stunning move around the outside of Esteban Ocon in Portimao. It's almost impossible to ignore the rate at which he is improving, and in my opinion, he's just getting started. Over the past 2 seasons, McLaren had a great reference in Carlos Sainz. A combination of experience, speed, and great technical ability helped him to achieve brilliant results on a consistent basis. He was also the perfect teammate for Lando, as their personalities complemented each other extremely well. During their time together, they were very evenly matched. Although the Brit was a bit weaker on a Sunday as a rookie, his qualifying performances were nothing short of excellent. Carlos ended up finishing higher up in the standings in both 2019 and 20, but Norris was much closer in the latter, trailing his teammates by just 8 points compared to 47 the previous season. Now his best bud has moved to Ferrari, he must take on more of a leadership role since he is the one with experience in the team. When asked about this during the car launch back in February, here's what he had to say.
I wouldn't say so. I think there's a little bit more of a leadership role I almost have to take. Not like just the leader. I'm not leading the whole team, but there's more things I need to lead upon myself. Take on a bit more responsibility within the team, and that just comes with the experience. It wasn't something I could just do last year. It's something that comes with experience and getting to know the team, getting to know the car. And also having Daniel in the team, a guy with less experience of working with McLaren and the people within, then that's where I need to step it up a little bit.
Clearly, he knows the responsibility he has this year and is most definitely living up to and exceeding expectations. So far, he's been getting the better of his new teammate Daniel Ricciardo, who is still yet to adapt to the new car. Once he's fully up to speed though, it'll be fascinating to see just how well Lando matches up against a proven race winner at his best. But based on the 3 races we've had so far, he's clearly been the better of the 2. For the first race in Bahrain, he qualified behind the Australian, but immediately made up that place on the opening lap and went on to finish P4. This was followed up by a flawless drive to P3 in Imola, where he was on course to join Hamilton on the front row in Q3, but unfortunately had his lap deleted for track limits. Nevertheless, that lap was something special. His fight back on Sunday was arguably even more impressive, and it showed a great deal of mental strength to bounce back from what's happened the day before. After qualifying 7th in Portugal, he once again made up places in the race by executing a strategy to perfection and maintaining consistent lap times throughout. This is something the head of race operations Andrea Stella noticed as an area of improvements for the Brit last year. He stated that Lando's growth has come as a result of his consistency, capacity to stay on targeted lap time, and execute a certain stint duration to achieve the strategy planned by the team. He has more awareness of himself and more awareness of the car. He's kept the same level of honesty from the moment he became a McLaren driver, which has enabled him to identify the areas in which he is lacking and owning up to his shortcomings. Most of the time, a driver needs to be more demanding of what they want from the car rather than simply adapting to the way it behaves. Lando has evolved to the point where he's in control of everything he's doing, from setting up the car to driving it to its limits. So far, he's comfortably been the king of the midfield. His current streak of 4 top 5 finishes in a row is more than any other driver that's not a Mercedes or Red Bull from last year. He'll need to keep improving his consistency and broadening his skill set as the season progresses, but without a doubt, it's been a tremendous start. I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you did, share it around with your friends, and subscribe to the channel with bell notifications for plenty more content covering the 2021 Formula 1 season and much more. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.